Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm so glad to see you here again. My name is Natalie and for today's makeup look we will be creating this really beautiful, radiant, glowy, dewy makeup look, which is really great when you want to feel a little bit more fresh, and it's super easy. I'll be using all cream products, showing you some of my favorite ones and how to apply them. Let's go ahead and jump into today's makeup look. I'll start by prepping the skin, and this is very important with any makeup. I'll take the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This primer is oil free and it's very rich, so you just need a tiny little bit onto the skin and it will just help to make the foundation glide on extremely smoothly. And I also like to take this underneath the eye area, so just a tiny little bit. It will just help with the concealer to really glide on really beautifully. Starting with the skin, I'll take the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair. Doing contour before foundation is one way to make the contour very natural, but also have it to stand out without applying a lot of product onto the skin. So I will apply this on the areas that I want to contour and then just leave it on. You will see that once we apply the foundation, I will be blending out the contour and it will make the process so much easier and much quicker. This contour product is very creamy and it will be super easy to blend it out. I'm using the Makeup Forever 150 wavy brush, La Mer Soft Fluid Foundation, and using my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe brush. I'm just taking very little of this foundation and I'll start to buff it out onto the skin, starting on the areas that I have no contour, and as I'm blending it out, I'll be blending the contour, so the result will just look extremely natural and beautiful onto the skin. I'm basically blending out the borders of the contour, and I absolutely love this foundation. It gives a very natural finish. It almost has that satiny finish and it's medium coverage. It just looks very natural on the face and it never looks cakey and it doesn't settle in any lines. So I really like this foundation. As you can see, the contouring is just blended out so effortless without having to apply a lot of product. Sisley Cern Phyto Eclat in the shade number 2, and this is a gorgeous concealer corrector. It just has a little bit of that peachy tone, so it will really help to cancel out this darkness underneath the eyes. You don't need much of this corrector, and I'm just using the Makeup Forever 244 straight brush, and I'll start to tap that in and really focusing that in the inner corner of the eyes where I have most of the darkness. And you can see already like how amazing this product is in really helping to erase the dark circles, so then when we apply concealer on top of it, we will need much less concealer. And whatever is left, I'll just take it a little bit on top of the eye area. Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer in the shade number 2C, and putting that just underneath the eyes, a little bit lower down, just so it doesn't settle in any lines. But this concealer is quite thin, but it just really helps to give a beautiful finish underneath the eye, and I find that it never really settles in the lines. And taking it outwards, so it can really help brighten this under eye area. Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge in the shade Powder Pink, and this is a really beautiful pinky brown shade, and it's suitable for when you want that pinky cheek but you don't want it to be super pink, but still it will give you a really beautiful fresh look. So I just took a tiny little bit on my big finger, and I like to put this other finger on top just for more support. And with cream blush, you want to be a little bit careful, so mainly start by applying it in the center of your cheek so in the middle, and slowly start to pull this blusher upwards. Pulling this upwards, it will really help to lift up your cheeks and give you a much nicer result. And as you're blending and you're coming towards the beginning of the cheek, whatever product you had in your finger has been already deposited in the center of the cheek. So now we're just manipulating what we applied in the center and bringing it towards the cheeks. But the secret to create the perfect application for cream blush is to use a very little amount, and then if you need a little bit more, then you can go and build it up. In case you put a lot of the cream blush, then you can go back to your foundation brush and just tap it in, and this will just help to remove any of this excess. A lot of people are scared from cream blush, but if you are one of these, I would highly recommend that you try again, because what I love using cream blushes for, it gives you that effect as if you just went for exercise, and of course that's the way we all want to look. It just gives that really beautiful and radiant dewy effect. Another little tip is that if you're applying and you go a little bit too far in, then you can just change the finger that is empty and just blend away. So you don't have to necessarily grab your foundation brush and remove excess, and that will really help. Because I have a few spots on my skin, obviously after all this chocolate and sweets that I had for Christmas, I will use this palette from MAC, and this is the Pro Conceal and Correct palette in medium. This concealer is very thick, so you just need a tiny little bit of this and just tapping that on top of the spot, using your finger to blend around it very gently. If you use a liquid concealer, this will not work as well, because cream concealer usually has a much concentrated pigment to it, so it will help to stay on a lot better. And I find also with spots on the skin, it's better to not cover them like 100%, because if the bump is there, then there's nothing really you can do about it. But just to help disguise them off your face would be much better, and it will look also a lot more natural. Gimme Brow from Benefit. As you can see, I'm going backward, and this is to deposit the color underneath, and I'm starting where I need most of this on. So for me, that would be in this outer part, and once I'm done, I then go straight on, and then just taking it on the rest of the brows. And this already has a lot of pigment in, so it will help give the brows some color and make them look more defined. Eliis Faas in Creamy Eyes. This is in the shade E127. I really love this shade. It has that really beautiful rusty yellowy brown. So taking some onto my lid, and now with my brush I'm using the 217 from MAC and keeping most of the product onto my eyelid, and then slowly taking it up to the crease. And this eyeshadow is very pigmented. It's matte, so it gives a really beautiful base, and it looks very nice on the eyes. So apply very little product, much less than what you think you need, because this will really stretch out when you're blending it out. And now using my ring finger, I'll go onto this very top part of the crease, and I'll be blending out and removing any excess product. Whatever left in my brush, I'll take it underneath the eyes. Bobbi Brown, and this is one of their sticks. This is in the shade Vanilla, and I love this stick because it has that beigey tone, so it's almost like using concealer, but of course it's much more opaque. And then using my finger, I will be tapping that in, and it will blend out instantly. Tom Ford Cream and Powder Eye Color, and this is in Golden Peach. And using a straight brush, I'll take some on the back of my hands, and this is a really beautiful, a pinky peachy color. It's very opaque and very pigmented, so it's super easy to use, and you just need a tiny little bit of this product. Now what's really cool about this product is that it has the top part as well. which is a shimmer, and it's really beautiful shimmer. I'm using my fingers and tapping this on top of the cream, and what's great about it is that it will grip on the straight away. Make sure you're not swiping because this will remove the other products. Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks, and this is in the shade Cocoa. It's a really beautiful matte dark brown. Using just a tiny bit of this product on the outer part, and I'll use the Zoeva 231 brush just to blend this out. And unlike the pencil, this will apply a lot more softly and will be much easier to blend it out. Laura Mercier Caviar Stick and Metallic Taupe. I like to use that in the inner corner of my eyes. Take it underneath, so this will just give it a lot more brighter effect. And just tiny bit in the inner part here too. And then with my fingers, I'll just tap that in. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. Try and apply as many layers as you can, but at the same time also separating the lashes. This mascara, I find it super easy to create lots of length and volume and separate the lashes at the same time. And it just gives incredible results. I really have been enjoying this mascara lately. So here is the difference between one side with mascara and one without, just so you can see how amazing it looks. Liquid lipstick from a Greek brand called Radiant, and this is matte lasting lip color in shade number 42. I love this liquid lipstick. The color is great and the texture is also amazing. So I like to just place that on the center of my lip and blend it out with my fingers. MAC powder lipstick in Influentially It. It's almost like a concealer color. It will just help make this pinky lipstick look a tiny bit lighter. A lip gloss from MAC, and this is in the clear version. I find this is the best one so far because it's very opaque, it's very shiny, and it's very long lasting as well. And just put that in the center of the lip. And now, as you can see that a few minutes have passed by, the blusher has toned down a little bit. At least in my lighting, I can see that it's a little bit lighter. So in that stage, if you want, you can go ahead and apply a tiny bit more, which I'm just going to do right now, and I'll be right back. So now that I've applied a little bit more of the cream blusher, I definitely feel more complete. If you have more combination or oily skin, you can go ahead and powder your T-zone if you don't want to look that shiny, but I'll leave it like this, very dewy and fresh for today's look. And this is the finished look. I really love cream products and the effect that they give, and they definitely will make the skin look a lot more fresh and dewy and more radiant. So I would love for you to recreate this look and tag me in your Instagram stories. It's at Natalie Kamal Makeup. And thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.